As we all know, we have to choose our designees to replace us in case of a natural disaster or in case we get hit by a bus. And my designee that I have had since I took over this job was former County Chair Bev Stein, and she has moved out of the county, so she is no longer available, or it's no longer acceptable for her to be my interim designee, so I had to choose a new one. And I didn't have to look very far to find another former Multnomah County Chair who is currently our COO, Marisa Madrigal. So Marisa will be my interim designee after we have our vote today. And I think she is eminently qualified. As I said, she's already had the job in the past, and she knows more about the inner workings of Multnomah County, I dare say, than just about anybody else in Multnomah County. So I'd appreciate your aye vote this morning, and I'm happy to respond to any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a question. A couple of things that I'm really concerned about. Prior to our COO being the COO, she was working for a political candidate, and she was his designee. The thing that I'm really concerned about now is that she's a county employee, and that having her politically and administratively aligned doing political work, this is kind of like a political thing, and she's a current employee. So that's a little bit different from when she worked for an elected official. And my concern is, will she be able to be impartial? She's not here, but that's, I mean, the transparency issue assumes that she's always going to be aligned with you. And that's my concern.
Okay, duly noted. Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Myron? No?
I mean, I know that when I was running for office, I don't know if this is related or not, when I was running for office, that the designee for D1 was also a political candidate. I mean, I don't know.
Not a candidate, but an employee.
And an employee.
Really? Who was that?
Eric Zimmerman.
An employee of an elected official. That's what I'm talking about. The difference with this is our COO is an employee of the county, not an employee of an elected official. I had an appointee who was my chief of staff too, but he was working for a political person. The COO is supposed to be impartial. The COO is an employee of Multnomah County and is not supposed to do any political stuff. Being very sensitive about this, there's a difference. The rules for political offices are different from regular employees, and Marisa, in her current position, is a employee of Multnomah County, not of an appointment of a elected official, and there's a difference. So my concern is that, and let me just tell you this, I started to call the chair last night. Got a couple of phone calls from people who work for Multnomah County, and I suggested to them that they come here and say what their concern is. Their fear of speaking up about this is that they're going to be retaliated against. By them not being here today, it just demonstrates to me, you know, how serious this is, because they think that they're going to be retaliated. With the chair's office, the executive office, and the COO, who is the chief operating officer, with the chief employment officer being aligned politically and administratively, there is so much room for institutional and structural racism within the power systems. Those are the two top power systems that are going to be aligned. So there is the concern that some of the staff we're talking about.
Commissioner Vega-Peterson?
Thank you, Chair. So I have, I appreciate your concerns. I feel like the chair role is both it's a politically elected position, as all of ours.
Yes.
But it's also the chief administrative position of the Multnomah County, who has hiring and firing decisions over the COO position already. So.
Oh, that's my point, exactly. But what happens when the structural and institutional racism is coming from the chair's office? So how is that going to be, when people accuse, we'll go back to Tricia Tillman. She said that came from the top. So if that is coming from the top, and until we get a consultant that comes in and tells us about how the entrenched racism has been in this county, aligning the top two people in this organization, the COO and the CEO, there is lots of room for institutional and infrastructural racism. And these employees have every right to be concerned about that. And having our COO, it's not about the COO and who that person is, it's about the position that they have in this particular organization. You cannot align the COO and the CEO together as a political appointee.
I will just end by saying I dare say there is anybody more qualified in this entire county to serve as the designee in case of emergency. I also would like to say that I don't intend for there to be any emergency. I intend to serve out my full term, and so this point would be moot. And unless somebody would like to make sure that I do not remain in this position, that would be the only time that this person would come to fruition. Do we have any, no,
Chair,
you're done. We're done. We're done.
Madam Chair, there was no one more qualified to be the health department head other than Joanne Fuller. But it does not say that there was no institutional racism or no racism going on with the termination of Tricia Tillman.
Do we have public comment, Maurice?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Right. All those in favor vote aye.
I have one question.
All those
Madam
in favor
Chair.
vote aye.
I have one question.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. All those in favor vote aye.
I need a clarification from the legal counsel. I need a clarification from legal counsel. Excuse me, legal counsel. I need clarification. No.
Okay.
No. I don't. No.
We are adjourned.
I need clarification.
We will table this motion.
Table it.